Well, was I wrong? But we have She-Hulk episode 5 here, and while I was wrong that Daredevil did not show up in this episode, we did get the hint at the very end that we're going to talk about very soon. But thank you so much again, guys, for clicking on this. Hi, my name is Zach. I'm enjoying the show for what it is. Maybe some of you aren't, maybe some of you are. Let's leave those comments down below in the comment section, and again, hit that like and subscribe button, because this is going to be one of your main places for House of the Dragons, Lord of the Rings, She-Hulk, Andor, which I actually got to see early as you're watching this. My reaction will be up within the next 12-15 hours, and my full review will be up next week. But She-Hulk episode 5 is here. Now, I was a member of the press who actually got to see the first 4 episodes, so this is the first time that I'm actually getting to stay up at midnight with you guys, watch this at midnight, and come out and watch. And I was very excited for this episode because, again, I thought Daredevil was going to show up. I thought she was going to have Matt Murdock come defend her in court, and that did not happen. But we did get a great actress who did come in to defend her in court, which was great. I liked seeing that whole element. And again, She-Hulk continues just being a fun show. This is nothing more than just pure fun. It's one of my least favorite MCU shows so far. But that's just saying because there's not much context to it all. I'm just enjoying it. And truly enough, Tatiana Maslany is once again the all-star of this entire show. She is the best aspect of this show in every single way, and I can't get enough of her. There is just so much greatness to her character, and I'm really excited to see her down the road. I think this show is just a lot of new perspectives, but this was an episode that was fine. In the end of the day, the story was fine, and it did connect to last week's episode with the Tinder dating and how they had to bring it into a court trial, and how are they going to solve this cease and desist order. And I think, again, the jokes were funny in here. Everything with kind of trying to figure out a suit, which we know exactly, the second they said a suit, I knew exactly where that was going. We've seen the trailer, we've seen She-Hulk in her suit, so I knew where that was going, but all those elements, the B subplot of her friend and the other dude trying to, find the superhero thing, that was kind of funny, but also didn't fully work out. But I did kind of like that they just didn't throw that she's getting a suit, in the very last episode of these Marvel shows, which is literally what happens in every single one. No, I'm happy that she's getting in the middle one, which means she's probably getting it next week. But just looking at this show, it starts off and, pretty much, she's trying to get her name back. And Tatiana, or Titania, I think that's her name, right? It's late at night. It's Titania. I'm just going to go with that. So Titania, sent the cease and desist, and we've seen her in court, and the way that they're kind of defending each other is fun. And I really and I got to give credit where credit is due. The actress who plays Titania, if you've ever seen her social media, it's a lot of fun, but she's having a blast playing this character, and I really love how she's sitting there and her mannerisms, the outfits that Marvel is putting her into, and everything of that nature just really fits in here. And they have a really good banter at one another. Now, we still don't know what's going on with the Wrecking Crew stuff that happened a couple episodes ago. Maybe it was last week's episode. I don't really remember off the top of my head, but that whole perpendicular, who is sending her out there? Who wants the blood? It's probably not Titania, but who is the central villain for this? And I think that's something to remember, is that some people are complaining that there technically is no central villain for this show yet. But I would argue that this isn't a show that Marvel has ever done before. This is a half-an-hour sitcom. That's exactly what the show is. And it continues to be. Some of the jokes land, some of them don't. But I always walk away from this show just having a smile on my face. And the whole court proceeding this time was a lot of fun. The fact that she had to use her Tinder dates to address that, yes, she has called herself She-Hulk, that was funny and heartbreaking at the same time, because if you've ever done online dating, it's kind of a shit show out there. So I really relate to certain things in there. And again, I like what Tatiana is doing this character, the way that they portray her. I wish some of the visual effects were better, but sometimes she looks great, and I can give it that. But let's talk. Daredevil's coming next week. And that's truly what I'm excited for, leaving out of this episode. And no end credit scene. I was surprised by that there was not a scene. Unless I'm just wrong, but I did not see an end credit scene. I fast-forwarded 3 times through those, and I did not see anything. So, Daredevil, for me, is the thing that I've been really excited for. He is one of my favorite Marvel superheroes of all time. The Daredevil show is one of my favorite things that Marvel has ever done in existence. I loved Charlie Cox in the role. I love that trailer that we got to see of him. We know he's coming back. Do I find it kind of funny that his new suit's coming from this tailor? Yes, it seems like something that maybe Charlie Cox himself would make. But I also like that hint. I like that, she's getting her suits. And right at the end, she goes, client confidentiality, what are we doing? Just the tease of putting it down. Because I saw the yellow, I'm like, what is that? What is that? What's that? And right as the camera panned over, you saw the little horns. I'm like, Daredevil, baby. That's what I need. And I'm excited to see next week. I'm hoping, I know Charlie Cox said that he was only in one episode. I really find that hard to believe. I gotta imagine he's at least in two. And the reason I say that is because, is he really going to be that honest? Maybe I'm wrong. I was already wrong that he wasn't going to show up on this episode, but I just got to imagine 1 or 2 episodes would really fit well in here. And then we probably get him in Echo next year and then his Daredevil series. He really is coming up with the street level crime. And I'm very excited to see his relationship with Tatiana Maslany on screen. I think they're going to have a great dynamic with one another. But I also, maybe some romance will spark. If you've seen that trailer, there's some hints at it there. And of course, if you were at D23, they did have maybe almost a kiss. So those are theories and thoughts that I think is coming up. I think we're going to get a more action-oriented episode next week, particularly if Daredevil's coming in. Maybe they fight for a second. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're going after the same person. Again, all of these things are just theories. And again, I leave this show enjoying it. That's really all I have to say. So guys, let me know down below what your guys' thoughts are. Hit that like and subscribe button. And of course, until next time, stay classy.